Spotlight.
This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you an exclusive interview with Manish, Indian High Commissioner to Cyprus, on strengthening ties between the two countries. Interviewer is Raja Durai P., Akashvani correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Cyprus on the first leg of his three-nation tour. India and Cyprus are set to mark a significant milestone in their bilateral journey with this visit, the first by an Indian Prime Minister in 23 years. To understand the importance of this visit and the evolving India-Cyprus partnership, we are joined by the High Commissioner of India to Cyprus, Mr. Manish. Sir, the Prime Minister Modi's visit comes more than 2 decades after the last Prime Ministerial visit to Cyprus. How would you frame the significance of this visit both symbolically and strategically?
This visit is coming after 23 years. The last Prime Minister came in 2002. And since last 23 years, our relationship has evolved. But after coming of the current government, it has strengthened. But what will happen with this, the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to this country, it will add new dimension and new strength to our relationship, because we have been friends for millennia. The two countries historically has been joined together through trading, through the oceans, maritime connections. So the DNA of our people who were trading earlier, if you fast forward it, and then you will see that this trading, technology, investment relations has matured more in the contemporary context. So the new dimensions will be opened up with this visit, not only in trade, technology, tourism, exchanges, but in other areas of contemporary interest to both our nations, political relations or defense or security, education, innovation, people-to-people contacts. So if you see, take it overall, it would be a very result-oriented and robust visit, which will leapfrog our relations for the future.
So, what are the key areas of discussions and expected outcomes from Prime Minister Modi's meeting with Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulidis?
When leaders of two great nations meet, democratic nation meet, they will talk everything from their own socio-economic policies and political situations, global, bilateral, regional issues, international issues. So I think they will be discussing everything and will come out with some important decisions. I would be hopeful that new opportunities emerges in the trade, investment and technological relations. And we already have some good starting point in defense and security. We have signed a MOU in 2021 when External Affairs Minister came on the occasion of 60 years of our anniversary of diplomatic relations. So that is already, we have finalized some program of cooperation. And people-to-people contact and cultural relations is also very important aspect, because this is a small nation, less than 1 million people live here. But we are people from India are here. About 1% of the island has about 11,000 Indians live and work here. So they are contributing to not only the Cypriot society, but they are also helping India, because they are skilled people working in IT, in shipping, in technological sector, in service sector, hospitality. So that brings new dimension, because there are exchanges happening, cultural exchanges, family exchanges. So that will get further boost.
Sir, you have also recently met with the Cyprus Secretary for Education to discuss about Indian students. What steps are being taken to support Indian students and professionals in Cyprus?
If you see, our India government's diaspora policy is very robust. So I think India would be one of the few countries which has a diaspora policy. So it is a win-win for both, because diaspora can contribute and will contribute for the growth. And Indian students are here because system provides opportunities for a good education at a lower cost. I think this country is very good in medicine and courses and dentistry. So you will find, and hospitality schools are good. So you will find a lot of Indian students coming to that. And the mobility of students is also bringing in the shortage of workforce here, because the whole world is aging and India has that demographic advantage. So I think the mobility and provision of skilled manpower will be high on agenda for India globally, because we have a talented workforce and we would be happy if they travel out. We are leveraging the skilled manpower resources. Similarly, thing is happening here, and As a High Commission, we reach out to every section of Indian diaspora here. There are not only skilled people here, like in shipping or IT sector. There are students, there are workers. So we reach out to them, we meet them periodically. So I think that the issues which I flagged to the government here will get resolved soon. They are very positive and they are open to discussion and they understand the situation because feedback is always important. So more and more students will come, which is good for us and good for this country because both India and Cyprus is going to benefit.
Cyprus condemned the terror attack in Pahalgam and has consistently supported India on various global issues, whether it is UN Security Council reforms or membership in nuclear suppliers group on cross-border terrorism. India has also extensively contributed to the UN peacekeeping force in Cyprus. How do you see these aspects strengthening bilateral relations?
India's contribution to the UN peacekeeping in Cyprus has been well known. When the UN peacekeepers came, the first force commander was an Indian general. The second force commander, General Thimaiya, was also an Indian general. And when this country faced challenges, General Diwan was the force commander. So that we contributed three extraordinary military leaders to this country, and they are well regarded and well revered for their contribution to the UN peacekeeping mission here. Traditionally, also, if you see the history of Indian peacekeeping contribution, our peacekeepers have contributed for international peace and security, and they are doing here also. Currently, I think one officer from Indian Army is servicing here. So, if you see the history of India peacekeeping, it has been robust, and everybody knows about it. And Cypriots recognize the legacy of Indian force commanders who have contributed to the peace and stability of the country, which is exemplified by the respect and the honor they have bestowed on General Thimaiya. When he passed away during service, the Cypriot government issued a commemorative stamp in his name, and they also named a prominent avenue road in Larnaca called General Thimaiya Avenue. This year marks his 60th death anniversary or Punyatithi. So this is a time I think UN as well as in Government of India and Government of Cyprus should come together to celebrate his life and contribution to the peacekeeping, how India's contribution and Cyprus' contribution to this UN movement. We work very closely in UN fora as well as Commonwealth. There are convergence of views and interests, be it UN reforms or Security Council expansion or becoming a member of nuclear supplier group or India IAEA or supporting each other's candidature for the international organization. We have been very open and good friends, and we understand each other very well because culturally we are similar people. And with the current visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, it will add new dimension to our relationship, which will elevate the status and open up new opportunities, which would be win-win for both the nations.
India has increasingly used yoga, Ayurveda, and cultural outreach to strengthen its bilateral engagements. What role has the High Commission played in promoting India's soft power in Cyprus?
So as we just discussed about the presence of Indian diaspora, so Indian High Commission works very closely with the Indian diaspora members. The second aspect is that you talked about yoga. Yoga is quite popular here, and this can be gauged from the fact that we launched the 10th anniversary of International Day of Yoga. We started celebrating various curtain raiser events in April. We launched it, reached out to various yoga schools. There is a yoga federation here. We launched a special catalog. Till now, we have done about 15-16 events. And next Saturday, that is the 21st June, we will be celebrating a big event. We get full support not only from Indian heritage people, but the common Cypriots and expats who are yoga lovers. Healthy life, well-being, spirituality, meditation, the way of life of India, cultural this thing. This is also very popular, and we also work with various people here. In fact, we have planned a big event on 14th September. We will launch a diaspora-led cultural festival, which we have decided to name it as Namaste Cyprus. This would be day when we will bring together various Indian groups to perform and showcase various facets of Indian culture. and around that we will also do food festival. Another aspect we work very closely, which is dear to our Prime Minister and other leaders, is the promotion of one district, one product. So we have taken several steps. In March, we did a big festival on the theme culture, craft, and cuisine. And we have a permanent ODOP, one district, one product wall in our Chancery, the High Commission. There is a multi-purpose hall. And we tried to bring experiences to Cyprus, feel what India is. And they also are very culturally rich country. They are small villages. Village has its unique strength. Somebody is making cheese, somebody is making roast products, somebody is making olive oils. Here also the government is preserving the culture. So my long-term vision is to see how we can work together to support each other. And in this whole thing, Indian Council of Cultural Relations and Ministry of External Affairs, External Publicity Division, or the Diaspora Division of Ministry supports a very important role, approving various projects, giving grants, and on our own also we reach out to promote tourism also, because that is also important aspect. So I must say that we are taking steps in various fields, and that is very important. And once the connectivity linkages will happen, which will happen eventually, start has been made through hubs. When more and more people come here, they will get to know the Cypriot tourism. I think overall our two diasporas are working very closely, and we leverage the strength of Indians and India and the institutional partners here to promote it.
With the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor gaining momentum following the G20 summit in Delhi, how do you view Cyprus' potential role in this connectivity initiative? As we know, Cyprus prepares to assume the European Union Council presidency in the first half of 2026. How can it serve as a bridge for India's outreach to the European Union?
You are correct. Cyprus will take the EU presidency on 1st January 2025. So India and EU are strategic partners. There is a discussion going on to finalize the India-EU free trade agreement. So Cyprus can play an important role in this negotiation. We have India-EU strategic partnership. I believe there would be some new plan of action when the next summit happens. So I think we can request our Cypriot friends, or we can discuss with them how to progress India-EU relations in the overall framework of India-EU strategic partnership, which will also bring value to our bilateral relationship, which is India-Cyprus bilateral relationship. Because Cyprus being a EU country, there are a lot of opportunities for Indian companies or Indian people, businesses to tap into that potential to base here and expand to the European Union. Once you are a European Union or Cypriot company, you become a European Union country. So you are eligible to use the local government's grant, as well as if you have that project proposal or other things, you can also tap into the grants of European Union and in various sectors, trade, innovation, technology, R&D. This is happening in past 16-18 months, and more Indian companies are getting interested to come and test the waters, to base themselves here, and this will get reinforced more after the business event happening during the Prime Minister visit, and we have to wait for the outcome.
Thank you, sir, for sharing these valuable insights on different aspects of India-Cyprus relations.
You were listening to an exclusive interview with Manish, Indian High Commissioner to Cyprus, on strengthening ties between the two countries. Interviewer was Rajadurai P., Akashvani correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.
Spotlight.